The Earth may again be covered by a global flood. This assumption was made by scientists after analyzing the situation. Everything is sinking. The Russian Far East, Asia. Now Europe. These are the first results of global warming. In a heated atmosphere, all processes are more intense. Powerful downpours, thunderstorms, hurricanes occur when two air masses warm and cold meet with a large temperature difference. The greater the contrast, the stronger the inclement weather. This week, Spain, Bulgaria, Greece and Turkey have been choked by them. At least 2 people have died due to heavy rains in Spain. The downpours hit the country on Monday night over northern and central areas. As a result of Hurricane Dana damaged power lines, flooded automobile tunnels. Water also rushed into the Madrid subway system. According to preliminary estimates, the damage from the elements exceeded €10 billion. Police continue to search for missing persons after the storm. They are looking for at least 3 people. More than 30 people suffered due to floods and waterlogging as a result of heavy rains in Istanbul. The 2 people who have died are a Turkish citizen and a foreigner. More than 1,700 residential houses and offices have been affected by the flooding. Heavy rains began in the metropolis on September 5 and led to the flooding of a number of areas. A month's worth of rain fell in a few hours. Dozens of students nearly drowned in the National Library in Istanbul. The water rushed in and the exits were blocked. Rescuers managed to evacuate people in time. The Bağ-Akşehir district was the hardest hit. In some streets, the water level rose so high that parked cars were swept away. Metro stations and tunnels leading to the airport were flooded. The downpours, as well as the hurricane, also hit neighboring Greece. The port city of Volos was hit hardest. Rivers overflowed their banks, flooding roads and hundreds of homes. In the mountainous region of Pelion, streams overflowed their banks and washed away cars, while rockfalls blocked roads. The weather destroyed a small bridge and left residents without electricity. 6 deaths are known, but the number of casualties is fluctuating. Bodies are being found under the rubble every day. The missing may have been carried away by the water currents. At least 1 person has been killed and more than 100 injured in Hong Kong, where a black-level storm warning has been declared due to the heaviest downpour. More than 158 millimeters of rain fell in the city in an hour. This is the highest figure in almost a century and a half. The megacity of Shenzhen in southern China. Such a downpour here has not been in the history of meteorological observations. Flooded the city and the subway. Business owners were asked to transfer employees to flexible working hours. Schools cancelled classes, just like in Hong Kong. Authorities there have asked people not to leave their homes unnecessarily. Local authorities warned. Residents whose homes are near rivers should consider evacuating. Streets have flooded in the city. Due to the threat of flooding, all public transportation has stopped. Buses, streetcars and ferries. Rescuers had to pull drivers out of cars that got stuck on the flooded road. Because of the torrential rain, even trading on the Hong Kong Stock Exchange stopped. In the metropolis fell 158 millimeters of precipitation, record figures. This is the impact of Typhoon Haikui. Almost a week ago, it hit Taiwan. The typhoon passed in the southern regions of the island. 136 people were affected. Nearly 8,000 residents were evacuated from dangerous areas. And in Japan planned to evacuate 160,000 people, and also because of the typhoon. Yuanyang may pass through the prefecture of Chiba, in the neighborhood of Tokyo. Immediately in several areas have already cancelled the movement of trains and blocked high-speed roads. Floods hit Baghdad after heavy rains in Iraq. Municipal workers in Baghdad worked Saturday to pump water from flooded roads after heavy rains hit several Iraqi neighborhoods, the state news agency reported. The municipality said it had fully mobilized all its workers and was working at maximum capacity to divert rainwater across the capital in cooperation with a government team, the Interior Ministry and the Civil Defense. Municipality spokesman Mohammed Al-Rubai said the intensity of the rain has doubled over the past 45 days, and the meteorological office announced that it was raining at a rate of 70 millimeters per hour. It is rare for the capital Baghdad to receive this amount of rainfall, he said. Shattered trees, broken glass and terrified residents hiding in their homes. Argentina has been hit by a massive hailstorm. A bombardment of huge hailstones hitting the northeastern parts of the country has caused severe damage to urban infrastructure. According to local authorities, the territories of the province of Mendoza suffered the most from the elements. Thus, giant ice cores, reaching a diameter of 12 centimeters, charged over residential areas, causing significant damage to the property of local residents. The strongest wind gusts bent trees, and the ice bombardment of pools and lawns resembled an air raid. Homes and local communities were affected by the hailstorms. For example, giant hailstones feeding on lawns bounced off the ground, shattered windows and flew directly into houses, sometimes hitting even local residents. Volcanic activity is intensifying on the planet. At the beginning of the day, the Indonesian volcano Semeru reminded about itself, and closer to the evening another eruption occurred at the volcano Stromboli, Italy. About 16 hours on the volcano there was a strong explosion. Residents of the island clearly heard the rumble of the explosion, followed by an impressive column of smoke and ash rising from the crater of the volcano and visible also from nearby islands. A volcanic eruption on the Italian Mediterranean island of Stromboli caused a natural spectacle on Sunday. In the afternoon, a lava flow erupted from the crater of the eponymous volcano north of Sicily and headed down a valley toward the sea. A dense cloud of volcanic smoke rose above the Stromboli volcano, which in the afternoon resumed its activity with a pyroclastic flow that caused a formation of a landslide that descended into the sea. The ingress of huge masses of coastal rocks and lava water caused a tidal wave of about 1.5 meters high in the Tyrrhenian Sea. Fortunately, no significant land damage or effects on shipping were reported as a result of this event. The volcano then experienced several explosions, with intense lava flow from the northern crater area and the collapse of part of the crater rim, causing another series of pyroclastic flows. In the mountains of Almaty avalanche. There are victims. An avalanche has occurred in the mountains of Almaty. According to official data, the snowfall was triggered by two professional skiers. Rescuers have left to transport the victims. One of them is tentatively 33 to 35 years old. To get to the scene of the accident, emergency personnel will be several hours. So far there is no information about the condition of the skiers. Recall, the day before the local emergency department warned about the weather conditions and asked not to visit residents and visitors to the mountains.
That's one of the biggest avalanches I've ever seen in real life. It's gonna pummel us. Oh my gosh. What? Dude, I hope nobody's down on Boot Hill. Here it comes, bro. Oh, we are